To our Christmas edition of the Monday Night Live. Simon and I here with James behind the camera and young Barnabas falling asleep at any given moment. Well, hopefully you're having a great Christmas build-up and there is a break in the golf coverage, of course. Charlie did a fantastic performance at the weekend, second out in the States, but not much else going elsewhere other than a very wet South African tournament on the DP World Tour.
Although what a shot to finish that off.
Yes.
Out the bunker. Fairway out the bunker and can it for the eagle. Very
Have
impressive.
that, he said.
Yeah,
Have
I'll
that.
have that. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Well,
very
we've got a gazillion questions coming in already this evening. If you're new to our Monday Night Lives, we take all your questions on anything club fitting, golf coaching, dogs, cocktails is James's speciality, and anything else you want to talk about. Come this way. Fire them over and we will gladly answer them. So we're going to kick off nice and quickly because they're piling up. So we've got Freedom Fighter 5335. Hi guys, any tips for long-term left glute issue that causes me to straighten up during the backswing? That means I have to compensate on the downswing, leading to frustrating inconsistencies. Well, long-term glute pain is more of a back and abdominal issue, and it could be a psoas issue. So I would go and get yourself a TPI screening. That would be the best course of action. Go and see yourself a sports professional. We would be throwing darts at the board with our eyes closed to give you any idea of what that might be. Who knows? So I would go seek a TPI professional or Pull Check Institute professional. They'll be able to give you a good screening, and then you'll be able to get some remedial exercises and also some ideas on the golf swing and how it might be impacting your glute in your golf swing.
Like we did there. World Darts Championships on. It's just got it in there.
You know, topical. Freedom Fighter also goes on to say, thanks in advance. Due to work, I'll catch the upload on YouTube later. Great content you guys put out every week. Great to hear. Ivan, good morning, gentlemen. Where are you watching from, Ivan, if it's morning with you? Would you be able to run a test on the Mitsubishi MMT 125TX versus the Recoil 110 F5, looking for a mid-spin graphite shaft in a heavier option? Is there suggestions?
The Recoil we haven't got in at the moment. So I could do a representative MMT against something like the Axiom or a TZI Acra, but the Recoil is not one we've currently got in our matrix.
All right.
But if you want us to compare it against something else,
let's crack off the show with a bit of a comparison, shall we? Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Let's
get the hitting. Loves to do a bit of a comparison. If you want some comparisons, get them in nice and early rather than the last 5 minutes. We like to get those tests, and Simon's always keen to have a bit of hitting as well. Ivan goes on to ask also, what in your opinion are the top 2 training aids, club path and swing speed aids in particular? Well, club path is a reaction to your face to path. You should never isolate club path as a change because the path is reacting to the bend in the sky. And a good example is if your ball slices out to the right, if you were to swing from the inside, it would start further right and slice further right. So your path swings outside in to limit the damage, shall we say. So if you were to then change your face to path, if your face to path was negative and your path was outside in, the ball would start left and then start bending left. At that point, your path would start to usher itself more from the inside. So if you're looking to change and isolate your swing path, that, my friend, is the wrong direction to go. Change your face to path first. And in terms of speed training, there are lots of speed aids out there, Stack System to name one. Go try those out. Word of warning would be to make sure, A, you're warmed up, B, you haven't got an underlying back or health issue before you go swinging like a lunatic in your back garden. Over to you.
Trying to extend that time out. I think I found where.
Have you?
I think I found it. It's the auto target timeout, I think.
Really? Okay. Genius if you found it.
Right, going to start with the MMT, which stands for Metal Mesh Technology.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
And so the MMTs are generally, the balance point's pretty low down. But when you get to any graphite at this weight, there's a lot of material that's going to feel pretty stout. So, yeah, so you're hitting this in one of Vega's recent, if I can speak properly, more recent heads, new edition from them. got a little bit of a weight in the toe that you can see there. Yeah, so MMT, very, very stable. In principle, a little bit more kind of mid-launch. So you get a little bit of response in the midsection here, but a lot of it's in the way it swings. It swings, the balance point is quite low down, so you've got to fetch the bottom end a little bit more. So it definitely suits someone who really kind of works the club head end hard. So you've got quite a lot to hit against. But for me, it gets actually a little bit late, and then I come out of it and catch it a little lower in the face, but it's not a dead shaft, but very, very stable. If I switch it over, I've got, the comparison I've got is the Acra TZI 115, so 115 grams, so not quite as heavy, but still in a kind of premium end, heavier weight, stable profile. So Acra generally are more about a little bit of tip response as their general profile. Doesn't swing quite as head heavy, this, so haven't got to work it as hard as the MMT to get it through the ball. So swing weight's about 1.5 points lighter. So much, for me, much cleaner. I can collect the ball more easily and get into the bottom of the ball a little bit more. A slightly tighter feel in the midsection, but perhaps a little more responsive down the bottom end. But say for my swing, easier to square up and flip left like I've just done there.
Beautifully demonstrated.
Thank you very much.
I've got a question for you, fresh off my tongue. If you were to take 20 golfers that come in for a fitting, what would be their average iron speed, do you think, as a cross-section of golfers, would you say?
80 to 82 miles an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the thing is we're seeing more and more players who've got speed now. I think we're seeing a slightly younger audience than we used to, but also golfers now, any sport you do is more power-based, speed-based, and so definitely see, no matter what the stand. Yeah. Don't know how far you got.
So the question was about a cross-section of golfers that come into Precision Golf here for a club fitting. Yeah, back in the game.
Righty-hoo.
We're back in the game. We're just setting up a little nearest the pin that's going to be coming at you a little bit later on. So our question, my question to Simon was about the average swing speed of golfers that we tend to see here at Precision Golf. Simon's answer was around the 82, 83 mark. Is that right?
Yeah,
Simon?
I think it's one where, as we've seen more, players that are
Looking again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, question was 82 miles an hour.
Yeah.
With irons.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're seeing more golfers of a higher handicap, but also more golfers who are speed oriented. So actually, where we used to see lower handicaps, you might have thought it'd be higher, but it's probably 80, mid-low 80s, 82 to 84, I would say.
And what about drivers? Where are we at with drivers as an average?
Average is going to be around the 95 to 100 mile an hour mark. However, those that are getting up towards 120 is definitely going up.
Is it really?
Yeah, disturbingly so, because I can't get there.
Yeah, horrible people, horrible people. I thought it was just a relevant question, really, because I think probably a lot of people are still in the camp that club fitting is for the higher speed player. And actually, it's probably, well, it's equally as important, isn't it, at high speed and at medium speed. And you've done a cracking video on a 90 mile an hour club speed driver on the channel just recently. Go check that out. I'm sure James will link it in the bottom. When you're down at sort of between 90, 105, I know the audience on my channel, they're in the 55, 60 upwards age category, which you tend to lean in that sort of clubhead speed. So I think it's a great video to go and watch. What sort of things do you encounter when you're around the sort of the 90 mile an hour as a problem, would you say? Is it
I think that
bit of launch and spin?
So it's interesting. In the main, yes. I think it's getting better because years back it used to be worse, actually, because there was this thing of don't play too much loft and don't play too soft a shaft. And now it's the other way around. Now players we see more often you get a high-speed player who's playing too much loft.
Right.
I think golfers have really learned to make sure they get a bit of loft in hand. It's forgiving, but it's more... At moderate speed, you've got to have height and launch angle. Spin, you can get away with slightly higher spin rates, but you can't get away with a low flight because you lose carry. And at high speeds, you can get away with a variety of launch angles, but you can't get away with high spin. And with driver, this is in particular. So spin is more important at high speed, launch is much more important at lower speed.
I think it's quite important on these lives that we cover topics that we're so specific. A lot of the questions are so specific to I'm looking for this shaft, which I think for the overall audience, I think sometimes maybe get a little gun shy to ask sort of basic questions like that. And I think it's, if you do have a basic question, it doesn't matter how silly it feels, ask us, because we're really keen to sort of bring in everyone at all different levels of the game, whether you're just starting out or seasoned golfer. I think it's really important.
Well, I had a chap in this morning who's a relative beginner. He's not been playing more than 6 months, and he's going to be playing more. And he emailed me to say, is it too early? I was like, well, no. At the very worst, you find out that what you're using is fine to keep playing with. Exactly. And I want to say worst, or you might see that as at the very best. Or we can find something that makes it tangibly easier. And he's gone from a 120 gram steel shaft in a starter set to a 70 gram graphite. We put 40 yards on his 6-iron. That's game changing. Yeah, and all of a sudden, how much more fun is that?
And I was in the car on the way here this morning. I listened to Virgin, Chris Evans' breakfast show, and it was so lovely. He was talking about, he bought a Christmas present for his, I think it was niece or nephew, £99 from American Golf Discount. Isn't it lovely that we're now in a place that we can get clubs in people's hands, like a full set of irons. Yeah. That kiddie's going to go on to play the game and blossom. And it's the same for beginners that are just picking up the game. Do they like it? Yes. Well, to your point, after you've then got yourself into the game, I think it's quite important to get fitted, isn't it? Yeah. Whether it's with us or whether it's to your local club pro. Because you do want something that swings right for you. Yeah, that and the two kind of box sets that I've seen recently, this chap's was quite heavy, and then James's cousin, who's a very good cricketer, but they're two of the heaviest woods I've ever seen in my entire life. It was standard length 3 wood at E7 swing weight. Wow. It was almost 400 grams, and the standard one's 320, 330. Wow. And that would make you give up the game if I'd get a hernia trying to use that. And that sounds like a joke. I mean, it isn't. It's so heavy. And the driver and the hybrids were similar. And he's thankfully persevered and stayed in the game. But you might go, oh, this isn't for me. This is horrible. You would think they would go the other end, wouldn't you? You'd think they'd go ultra light.
I think so. I guess it's cheaper to make it. It's easier to make it heavier. But yeah, I was amazed at the weight of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazed. It's head weight, a lot of it, which is ridiculous. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. I hope you don't mind us robbing the moment there, because I think it's important, really. So back to the questions. We have Shannon Eva. Good evening, gents. Good evening. How does the Callaway Chrome Tour Triple Diamond compare to a Pro V1X? I know it's typically compared to the left dash, but I'm more interested in comparing to the Pro V1X. Thank you.
So to Pro V1X, it's going to launch almost as high. Not quite. The Pro V1X launches a little bit higher, but you're going to should see around 700 or 800 revs difference in spin, maybe slightly more. I've seen up to 1,000 revs difference. The Triple Diamond is a low spin ball. If you take Pro V1X to left dash, you're looking at 700-800 revs difference. So it will be a slightly firmer feel, but yeah, could be anywhere between 700 and 1,000 revs less spin.
Shannon goes on to say, also interested in comparing the Titleist GT2 fairway wood to a TaylorMade QI35 core fairway wood. Could you hit them, and what are the differences?
I'd have to grab the core one out of the workshop, because we're taking it off the rack because there aren't any left to sell. Okay. But I will grab those and I will. Yeah.
Fantastic. Joseph Worthley, he asks, how do some people swing heavier driver shafts faster? Is it how they use their body? Well, heavier driver shafts, really, the golf club fitting is all about the weight and getting the weight right for your strength and your style of club speed. So a style of golf swing, shall I say. So weight is everything, how you move it, how you shift it. And so if something's too light for you, you can be inefficient just in the same way. If it's too heavy for you, you can be inefficient as well. Hope that helps.
GT2, this comparison.
GT2. Yes, GT2. Doug asks, good evening, Doug. Hi guys, Simon. Do Ping do a 9-wood in the G440? My 5 hybrid is not doing it for me, and I need something between the awesome G440 7-wood and my T256 iron.
Yes, they do.
Excellent.
A nice, easy one.
Craig.
I can answer those.
Yeah, Craig, if my hands are casting from the top with the driver, causing occasional snap hook, what could you change in the driver setup to suppress casting?
Oh, so interesting. There are kind of two routes to this. Casting is when you kind of flick the head at it and you kind of get through the shot too soon. That can come from, so one theory would be heavier bottom end, because that creates a little bit more of a drop in. However, had someone in on Saturday who the clubs were too heavy, so it gets behind and he had to flick it out to get the club at the ball. So it was a heavy club that created the cast. So it's about, you've got to get the handle end of the club coming with you, which allows you to create that kind of drop in and that later hit. If the club doesn't come with you, if you move and the club gets behind you, you've got to throw the club at it to get the club to the ball. So it is genuinely one of those ones where there are a few ways of fixing it, but it depends how your clubs are set up as to what the right one is for you. That sounds like a cop-out answer, but the young lad I had in on Saturday was trying to do a swing fix that could actually have ruined his game, because he didn't need that fix. The clubs were the fix.
Right.
So yeah.
Difficult to, when it's specific problems with a golf swing, so difficult to give you definitives. We can give you a range of ideas, whereas definitives can be, with the equipment, and we test them. This is an absolute. But if someone says, I've got an overswing, I mean, there's a range of reasons why. I've got a hook, I've got a snap hook, I've got a slice. There's a range of reasons. We can give you some ideas, but we can't be specific until we would actually see your swing and you see him move in front of you.
Now, can't do that one yet because I've set up the par 3.
Got it.
So we need to hit one shot each.
Go on, let's hit the par 3 and then we'll do the comparison.
So we're at Old Head.
Oh my goodness.
I thought that might look quite fun when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, beautiful.
And you're up first.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic.
172 yards.
172 yards. I'm going to hit one of those.
I thought this would look better here, but when the ball goes in the air, it should look quite spectacular.
Yeah, it should do.
Never played it. That's somewhere I would love to get to play.
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't it? Old Head in Ireland, for those of you that are not familiar.
And it would have a significantly more than 2.5 miles an hour wind if you were to play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like try multiplying it by a factor of 10.
Now, instinctively, I want to cut that into that, but I'm not. I'm going to go against my instinct and hit it straight at it.
So what is it about that? Yeah, look at that. Look at that in the background.
Beautiful.
What is it that makes you want to cut it? So for some people, I'd sort of think you're cutting it towards the trouble.
Yeah.
But what's the thought process?
As soon as I feel under pressure, well, if I was to try and draw that, I'd feel like I'd just do everything in my power just to not hit it in the soup.
Yeah.
And so hitting out the left and feeling like I can sort of just gently fade it in feels much easier. Hitting into the soup, I'm definitely going to go and hook it into the bundle out the left. Hence why I went with the, but I thought, I'm going to go straight at it.
So
23.
One goal is pretty good effort.
That was pretty good effort. That's 23 feet.
And ladies and gentlemen, not even with his own club, with mine. Just shows the talent of the man. Yeah, no, either, yeah. I'm just going to take dead aim.
I did, I just take dead aim, hit it straight at it, 23 feet to beat.
Okie dokie.
Striped.
Oh, that might be quite good.
Striped as well. I think that might be a bit
I faded it.
Oh, no.
Oh, darn it.
No. Oh, no, don't hit the rocks and go in the soup. Don't hit the rocks. No, don't do that. Oh,
Horlicks.
No. Oh, look, well, you got your pictures. Look, you got your pictures.
Look at that, everyone.
Look, you got, that's what you've done.
It's got style points.
That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted.
209 feet away.
So it was...
I'm going to hit one on the green whilst doing just to prove myself.
Nobody's interested in this. You only get one chance at this game. Look,
and that was inevitably left.
Hook that up the left into crap.
I'll move that. Oh, no, it isn't.
No, it's nice.
Not a lot left.
It's decent, that. Decent. But it's, second go, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Doesn't count.
Go. Yeah, don't matter.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Boo.
Anyway.
10 foot. There we go. Right.
Beautiful.
Let's get out of that and I'll get back onto the range and we'll test that club.
Second go. Anyway, second go. Second go. Anyway, right, we're going to get there in eventually. Yep, that's it. Stay tuned, everyone. Comparison coming. Comparison coming. Shameless plug. I've got a video coming out at 7 o'clock straight after this live on body speed. Let me tell you, it's an absolute rasper.
We're getting there. Thinking about it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, no
Fire another one at me, Helen.
Okay, while you're doing that, let's get another question at you. Craig Smith, no, TYB.
Aha.
TYB, hi ho ho ho. Simon, regarding new releases, are there any that surprised you and any eye openers?
Any that surprised me? Well, one that I wasn't expecting, but more because of the way and I can talk about this one because the embargo was the 4th of December. Strixon have done ZXi-R and ZXi-R HL. And the only reason it surprised me was they've had Strixon and Cleveland that they also own, but they're stopping doing Cleveland hardware other than the wedges. So what? The Strixon irons, still doing the wedges. Right. Like the drivers and the fairways and the irons, they're ditching those and having a Strixon branding. So I wasn't expecting a Strixon launch in this respect, but the ZXi-R is an absolute cannon, and then the HL.
So explain to people what you mean by an absolute cannon.
It goes like stink. Comes out flat, strong flight.
Just what the world needs.
And then the HL is more lofted and more offset and flights more. But they're at the kind of the lower price point that you might expect the Clevelands to be at. So they're not a forged frame, but the feel and the performance was very good. And anything that surprised or anything unexpected? Yeah,
anything unexpected, yeah.
Otherwise, not really. I think there are patterns and trends and development processes that all the brands have had over the years, and there's nothing that's a massive shock that's coming out. But there are some impressive products, but you'll have to wait until January to hear about those because the embargo's lift on the 5th through 19th. All the embargoes lift.
Any new content coming out between now and Christmas?
Yes, there'll be some more film fittings. After Christmas will be, in the new year will be all the product previews that we'll be filming because we can't put those out until the embargoes lift. But there'll be, I'm trying to think what other stuff. We've done a load of filming recently. I'm trying to remember.
Henny was in the studio?
Henny was in, yes. So What's in the Bag with Henny? That will be coming out.
around. I think that one is between Christmas and New Year.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that turned out was a longer video than I was expected to be.
Brilliant.
But yeah, no, that was good fun.
Super. Stay tuned. Loads of content coming out. Steve. Oh yeah.
GT2 fair.
Yeah, I forgot we're doing it. So, aren't we?
We got there eventually for him. So in principle, the heads are quite different. GT2 is more of a mid-launch, mid-spin, and the QI35 should come out a little bit flatter and stronger. So, you know, in principle, we should notice the GT2 should give us more of a, so that caught a little bit lower on the face, but you can see there's plenty of spin, 3.9. I did pick up the right loft, yeah, 3.9. So got a little low, little heel, good ball speed, but retains a little bit of spin.
Lovely.
Whereas the TaylorMade has been, if it hasn't been, it's close to being our best-selling fairway wood this year. It's been really strong. And actually, last year, we probably underrepresented the QI10, proportionate to its performance. Well, it is Christmas after all. Hence, you know, the green trousers to go with. Because it wasn't adjustable. This we can dial in.
We're talking about this that's adjustable.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
She's trying to sabotage my shot with the TaylorMade.
There we go.
Look at this. This acrylic will keep me nice and warm.
I mean, sweet Jesus.
Button, there we go.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's a look, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean,
I'm not that sensitive to wearing bright clothes.
no, you're not.
Normally, it's not patterned like this, though.
No,
This is
no.
the special Christmas version.
YouTube has sent me a Christmas jumper,
Ah.
and I meant to bring it tonight to wear it, and I forgot,
No,
unfortunately.
you didn't. Yeah, there's no way you forgot. There is no intention to wear a lunatic Christmas sweater. Hence, he's in
dear.
black.
Oh,
So,
dear.
I will be wearing this on Christmas morning if I'm playing golf.
Are you
We do
playing
9
golf?
holes Christmas Day if it's dry.
Yeah, you love a bit of golf on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, don't
It's
you?
good. Gets a bit of fresh air.
Yeah.
And we have half a bottle of champagne on the way around
Dear,
as well.
nice.
Very civilised
You and
stuff.
Alex?
And Tom.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, no, we've been doing it 6, 7 or 8 years now.
Have you?
It's nice. Yeah.
Is
We've
there
only
anyone
played
else
once
out?
in the rain.
Is there anyone else out on the golf course?
Yeah, first year we did it, there was only one person going for a run, and he looked at us as if we were strange. And actually now there's about a dozen people. A couple
there?
of families go and play, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, so we'll get out we'll have breakfast, then tee off about 9:30,
Right.
then back to
Quick 9.
start drinking and eating even more.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's nice.
nice start to the day.
Let us know if you go out and play on Christmas Day. Be nice to hear. Nice to hear.
So QI35 looks like there's a little less loft on the head, even though there isn't.
How does it feel in the cardigan?
Warm.
Yeah.
But spin rate, now that I did get a little higher at the face, spin rate very different, much stronger flight. So QI35 has been really good. We've done a lot of the forwards in them, the 3HLs, because of that spin rate. So if we want a bit of launch and keep spin down, that is a fabulous head. If you want to retain a bit of spin and mid-flight, GT2 is a great head.
I mean, if you want to relieve the world of the cardigan, you can do. I mean,
No, not at all. No,
well, I just don't want you getting hot. That's all. You know what I mean? No.
We can always put the aircon on.
Yeah. Great.
Turn it into Christmassy weather.
Yeah. Perfect.
It feels like it's got an extra skin underneath. It's that thick,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
not breathable.
I usually Stephen Forge. I usually use Titleist Tour Speed as my winter ball, but Titleist have stopped making it any like-for-like suggestions. I use Left Dash in the summer.
So, Titleist trying to think with their ball
nice
range.
numbers on that last shot, by the way.
Yeah, it was absolutely bomb.
Yeah.
You need to put this on more often.
That stinks. That
Scares me.
was a lovely shot.
If you're going to wear this, you've got to hit it properly. So I think with Titleist, I mean, look, AVX is a more premium end of things. It's still kind of more urethane cover, but that would be not dissimilar to Tour Speed in terms of it's a little firmer compression. But I would say, trying to move with Titleist Tour Speed. I think that end of the range, my mind's had a bit of a blank on that one. But you know, there are plenty of other balls around that will do a similar thing. If you're going into TaylorMade Tour Response, those still keep the softer cover. So retain a little bit of spin control, or you've got things like Strix on the 80-333. That would be another one in particular that would sit right alongside the old Tour Speed Titleist.
That jumper's woken Barney up. Stephen Blanks, Evening Simon. Look, fellas, I mean, I am standing in the room here. It's not just him. Evening Simon and Stuart. It'd be nice, Evening Simon, just kidding. Just to say the fitting you gave my two sons on Saturday was simply incredible. Would you expect anything less from the man? The attention to detail was mind-blowing. Golfers, please go and get a Precision Golf fitting. Kiss, kiss. That's super nice of you. Thanks, Steve.
It was a very fun day. Very fun day.
Mark Sweep, evening, guys. Good evening, Mark. Currently, gaming combo set is a P770 and a P7MC Project X 6.5, 1 degree upright. Would I benefit from wedges with same shaft and lie angle? Any wedge recommendations appreciated? Many thanks.
So, wedges, some players benefit from going flatter in wedges depending on how you play your shots. So particularly things like the shorter shots around the greens, bunker shots, a lot of players sit into it a little bit more. So hence we're seeing a lot of players go a bit either flat line lie or flatter into the higher lofts. Also because the more lofted you go, if it sits upright, it looks more, or for a right hand, it looks more left. So it stops it gears against a left miss. Shaft-wise, the Project X, the only potential downside is they can be a little dead. So in wedges, they do a wedge-specific shaft, which will have a little bit more tip response. Otherwise, if you want something that's going to have a little bit more kick to it, the Dynamic Gold Spinner is 128 grams. That's a softer feel, but balance point fairly similar to it. That would be another alternative option.
If you are new to a Monday Night Live, we do this every week, 6 p.m. We talk about everything club fitting, anything golf related, and a bit of golf coaching as well. Send in your questions nice and early. We do comparisons, anything you like, but get those questions in nice and early. We stick to a nice clean hour until 7 p.m. So thanks for joining us if it's your first time. Evening, guys. School Tourer asks, about time for a duel between the pair of you for Christmas. Well, we've just had a duel in Ireland and someone won. I mean, we can have another one. I mean, might as well. Might as well. Might as well.
We'll give it 10 minutes or so. We'll stick another one up.
We'll tee another one up. B. Babbins. I always have a problem with that.
Bilbo.
It's Bilbo Babbins.
Lord of the Rings.
Hi, guys. Good evening. Thanks for that.
Baggins.
There's only the hi, guys, and it took me half an hour to pronounce your name. Virtuoso Blacker. Hi, gents. Can you compare the Titleist GT2 7-wood and the 4 hybrid with the hazardous black stiff shafts? Not sure which to go for.
Right, 7-wood 4 hybrid.
Bosh,
Got it.
anyone? Mark Sweep. Any wedge recommendations appreciated?
Head recommendations or shaft?
Any wedge recommendations?
The ones with the right bounce on.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it here first. Thanks for that. Graham Smith. Hi, guys. Could you please hit a couple of shots each with the GT3 and the King Tech hybrids, 19 degrees, and compare their performance and appearance at address? We can definitely do that as well. Now you're getting a cue here, Simon. It's going to be in balls all night. You're going to be sweating.
There we go.
Like something in that jumper. I'm all for it myself. Sorry, Precision Golf. There we go. I've lost where I am. Andrew. Are you coming back with us at some point, Simon?
Yeah, just trying to find the shafts.
Got it. He's just having a little route around. Andrew Homan had a great putter fitting with Matt 2 weeks ago. Super guy, Matt. New addition to the team. Got a lot of game when it comes to putting and teaching putting. Go check him out. Big on social media as well. Matt Williams, PGA. Can't wait for the wand to arrive. Full bag is now PG approved. And you've always prioritised what's best for me, not your bottom line. A customer for life.
Very kind.
Lovely, lovely feedback. Thank you so much, Andrew. B. Babbins, Bilbo. Any recommendations for a drill to encourage compression, the ball and taking divots whilst practicing indoors? Well, taking divots indoors, I wouldn't recommend. So I would steer clear of that. And my question back to you is why do you want to take a divot? Is it because your angle of attack is low? If it is the case, How much divot you take does not dictate how much angle of attack you have. That would be my comment on that. He goes on to say, it gets in my head when hitting on mats indoors and I top way more shots than on grass. Well,
It depends on the mat, doesn't it?
yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't start trying to change your game to practicing indoors if you're okay outdoors. Yeah, just put the odd top down to it and off a mat, or tee it up and try and whip the tee out of the mat. Put it on a really low tee and take the tee out the ground if you're worried about hitting the mat, because there's obviously something in there. But go cautious with trying to take more mat compression. Ivan, cheers, gents. Always appreciate the incredible information and expertise. Fan from California.
Ah,
Jealous. Bit
yeah.
of California
It's a
love.
bit better to be in than... Mind you, it's mild at the moment.
Out here,
Yeah,
it is.
which means
isn't
it's wet.
it? Yeah, exactly. Grey, overcast days. That's the. I'd much rather frosty, crisp
Yeah.
morning rather than 12 degrees, wet and horrible.
Right.
1717 Robbo. We'll get onto that in a moment. What have you got here?
Right,
So
we have 7 wooden hybrid.
7 wooden hybrid. Okay,
Finally.
got it.
Right, so there are kind of two bits to this. One is that if you tend to pick the ball more and struggle to get spin on, then the 7 wood is definitely going to be better than the hybrid. At the same loft, the deeper the head, the more it kicks underneath and pops the flight up. So, 7 wood.
So just for those at home, what do you mean by a picker?
So we're talking about angle of attack and divots and things. If you tend to literally just sort of bruise the turf or kind of brush the grass on the way through, rather than hit down and trap it, then a lower centre of gravity, shallower head, helps to collect the ball, get the mass of the head into the bottom of the ball and pick it up more. So if someone hits down it more and takes more of a divot, between the two clubs, the hybrid will be the better bet because the mass is further forward and it's on the back of the ball. Whereas if you don't take much of a divot and you're very shallow through and just literally just wipe the top of the grass, then you need the weight low to get it up.
Lovely.
So
Beautifully
7 wood is going to go, for me, will go pretty high. Unless I come off it and thin it. But that'll still have a lot of spin on. So that's still actually, even though it was a rotten strike, it's still worth seeing. That one at 9 degrees launch, which I barely caught the halfway up the ball, is 5,000 revs of spin, which is a lot. That's up there with my 6-iron. So if I actually hit it properly, which I'm not really doing at the moment, that's just come up flat again as well.
A bit better than the last one, though.
Yeah,
Not
it's
quite
meant to launch much higher than that if I had any ability. Let me give it one last go. 3rd time lucky. Maybe I'm kind of focused on picking it too much. Right, so that's up a little bit higher in terms of launch, little bit, but still kind of plenty of spin. 4,000 odd revs of spin. Considering I flipped that over left, that's not bad. So the hybrid and the fairway, there's just a lot of real estate behind the ball to look at. You've got much more clubber to look at. The hybrid, it's much smaller. The one thing we hear a lot of people talk about with hybrids is, I don't know how I'm meant to hit them, i.e. is it more like a wood, more like an iron? And actually, most of the time, they tend to suit being hit a little bit more like an iron. But this should come out a little lower, but definitely lower spin. So rather than the ones at 5,000, that's at 13 launch and 3.8 versus, it could flare up quite high with the fairway wood. So this one, if I square it off a little bit more.
Which do you prefer the look of, a hybrid or 7 wood?
I've never been a hybrid player. Historically, they used to be more draw biased, and hook was always been the miss. But yeah, so was always a driving iron player, whereas now I use a 5 wood every now and then, but more for maximising height. But I actually find a lot of the hybrids now don't spin enough. So, the 3.8 on spin is where my 5 wood is. This has got more loft than my 5 wood. So strike-wise, it's nice and solid. But I've had to go to a 7 wood loft to get a 5 wood spin, whereas the 7 wood for me is then up at 4,500 revs of spin, and kind of relative to loft is actually more where I'd want it to be. Sure. So I now I'm less left biased with my swing. I could play a hybrid more, but I'd play it to maximise height. So it's the 5-wood that I play.
We had another comparison that someone would like you to have done. You did the comparison on the P7. No. Where did we do it? We had the GT. Hi, gents. Can you compare the GT2 7-wood and 4 hybrid? That's what you've just done. And then we had Graham Smith. He asks, could you get a couple of shots with the GT3 and the King Tech hybrids? 19 degrees.
King Tech, I may not be able to. I have to double check because there's a bit of a changeover going on and there's a bit of a refresh.
Okay.
So
Simon will have a nip off and find what's going on there, whilst B. Babbins. No, done that one already. Robbo, 1717 Robbo. Always enjoy the Monday night lives. If you could add a 15th club, what are you both choosing? And what do you think the average amateur would most benefit from?
less clubs than 15 for most players.
So his question was, what would be your 15th club in the bag? What would you have?
All I would do is I'd give myself the option. Oh no, absolute no. I'd give myself the option of both my 2-iron and 5-wood to give me options for attacking a green. Otherwise, I don't see what I'd actually use extra-wise.
I'd choose an extra putter. That's what I'd do.
Right.
When one goes cold, you've got another one in there to see if that's any hotter.
So, and for a lot of players, I think what would most players benefit from? Lofted wood would be what a lot of amateurs would benefit from.
Yeah, I'd completely agree with that. Yeah, take the 4-iron out, take the 5-iron out, and have a lofted wood. Yeah, hope that helps. Good question. Like that. Like that. Where are we? It's when someone new puts in a question, it jumps back all the way down. Michael Ocean 4788. He says, sounds gone. Do a one-shot 6-iron closest to the pin contest.
Well, that's kind of what we did, wasn't it?
Yeah,
7-iron. Well, I'll do something a bit longer than that.
Yeah,
I'll do this
let's
quick,
do a nice
quick Titleist to Cobra hybrid comparison.
do
So
that.
the Titleist head is noticeably, the GT3 is noticeably more compact head shape-wise. The Cobra is not big, but it's the GT3 is very much designed to be more like an iron extension. In principle, more mid-spin, but it's a very much more compact head shape. The biggest change in forgiveness, 15% more forgiving than TSR3, whereas the GT2 versus TSR2 is only about 7 or 8% more forgiving. So actually quite forgiving relative to head shape, but definitely suits more of an iron-like delivery. So, you know, relative to the hybrid we hit before, lower launch, I mean, this is a 19 degree, but lower launch, but the spin's not that far short of where the 21 degree was in the GT2. But say the smaller head definitely works better for more of a trap. And I've got a Cobra hybrid, but the tech is in transition currently, so I'm going to hit it against the DS Adapt. DS Adapt actually is a really good all-rounder. It's a little bit of a bigger footprint. Allows you to hit it in a little bit more of a wood-like way, but as an all-around head, really good ball speed, a little bit more launch, moderate spin. Cobra have been really good with hybrids for a long, long time. That is an underrated head.
Well, let me tell you, I've got to tell you, out of all of the woods that you've just out, you've hit the hybrids the best. I think you might rethink your hybrid situation. Haven't you?
Who knows? Who knows?
There you
Who
go.
knows?
Hybrid could
Now
be
I'm
coming
not
to
a flippy
coming
hooker
to
of the
bag
ball. A hybrid
soon.
might be readdressed.
We've had a lot of questions, a lot of people saying they want to see a nearest to pin challenge between the two of us.
I'll whip another one. I'll get out of this. I'll put another one together.
Ivan asked, during technical difficulties, closest to the pin challenge between you gents, we were on it. Travis so recently got fitted and went from a 2021 P790 with a KBS Tour Light 95R shafts to the Srixon 7 ZXI7. my eyes, man. WMMT 105 shafts. Why do the Srixon come a 1/4 inch longer? Should I remove a 1/4 inch? My P770s were half short. Sit down after that comment.
So I think it's different brands, depending on what they're trying to promote. Take Ping, for example, have bigger length gaps, as do Callaway on some of their longer irons, which makes no sense because you're making the longer irons harder to hit, but in theory is more club speed. So depending on what shaft they use as standard, some brands will go longer with a graphite shaft so they don't have to change the head weight. So ultimately, it's the problem with standard in golf is that standard is only relevant to what that brand wants that product to be. So it's kind of a bit of a hodgepodge all around. But yeah, it doesn't sound like you need the longer length, but if you do shorten it, you might need to address the head weight to make sure you don't lose the feel for the head.
John Puckett, love both channels and the collaborations. Thanks, John, appreciate that. In a fitting, what are the factors that determine to move a swing weight heavier or lighter? What are the factors to try a counterbalanced shaft?
What are the factors in swing? So you're using, so be very careful with counterbalancing. It's something that has become a little bit trendy. I've seen it at a lot of tour type fittings, but the principle being you can go heavier in the head and it's more energy transfer. The problem is it's still a counterbalanced shaft, and if the player doesn't move a counterbalanced shaft well, you're going to get inconsistent shot patterns. So you're using balance point and head weight, i.e. swing weight, balance of the club, to get it to arrive at the right point. So the head weight, the swing weight, the balance side of it is what essentially your release timing. The better you make that, the less you've got to manage the club head into the ball, and the better you're just freewheeling through. So you're fine-tuning by half a gram to dial in that timing of arrival of the club head. But it is an element of, it's a bit of A/B testing and knowing why you're changing certain bits. There is no point just knee-jerking a counterbalance shaft and going, well, someone else is using this, so that might be the right way, because that could be the worst thing for you. It might also be the best one, but it's kind of, you've got to do it through reason. What is your current one? Where is the setup, and why are we changing it? It's always based on evidence and kind of looking at how a current club setup, what your performance is, what are we trying to achieve from the performance, and why.
James has posted a link to our recent video on a 90-mile-an-hour driver fitting. Go check that out. It's an absolute cracker. Jasper, what are your views on using the bounce for chipping and pitching versus more negative angle of attack, delofted and ball first approach? It all depends on how you deliver the golf club. Some people's delivery pattern will encourage a golfer to use the leading edge, and some delivery patterns will encourage a golfer to use the bounce. Go steady with trying to use the bounce. There are more issues come from people trying to use the bounce than use the leading edge. Please, please, please don't go blindly. One client had worked on the bounce so much that he could not get the leading edge into the ground on a short chip shot. He was that hard in accelerating the club head past the grip. So go steady with messing with that kind of stuff. Really, really bad.
You're trying to hit the ball, not the turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis continued, basically with the new Srixon, seeing my low point and hitting fat shots. Travis's question was, got fitted with the 2021 irons. I think you gave an extensive answer on that one, so we'll move on.
I'm sure I remember that one, actually.
He so recently got fitted and went from the P2021 P790 KBS Tour Light 95R shafts. That was the one that 1/4 inch longer, and should I remove 1/4 inch because the P790s were 1/2 inch shorter?
Okay.
We've answered that. We'll move on. Shannon Eva, do you have any recommendations for super lightweight graphite shaft for juniors? 10-year-old boy, club head speed is 65 miles an hour for a 7-iron and 75 miles an hour with a driver.
Acra, the SRT range, it's designed specifically for juniors, is one of the target markets for it. But they're a little bit higher balance, but they're good quality. They're not overly dear at all. But we've had real success with those
for youngsters.
Ebo said, hello team, well done Stu on getting 93 miles an hour earlier with your 8-iron. Might get 95 to 94 tomorrow. Well, who knows? Yeah. Thanks for checking in here tonight, Ebo. Good to have you earlier. Shannon Eva, to my previous question, I was referring to iron shafts. I think you recognise that. Doug, a follow-up question. Would the 9-wood be a good fit between the 7-wood and the 6-iron?
Should be, yeah. 9-wood's a 24-degree loft. So a lot of 6-irons are now 27, 28. And so, yeah, in principle, it will give you lots of height, but off nasty wet fairways, you can pick it off the top nice and easily and should give you plenty of flight and carry.
Craig Annis says, I've been fitted for irons with Dynamic Gold S300 105, 95 to 100 mile an hour swing speed with a 7-iron. Not been fitted for anything higher yet, so was wondering how would a Tensei white hybrid shaft compare in profile?
Quite different. So there's the current range of Tensei white shafts. So it's the 1K Pro hybrid shaft is more of a higher balance shaft, still stable, but it's a very different balance point. So the latest range is mid to high balance in the Tensei shaft, but the Dynamic Gold 105 is right down the bottom end. So they will swing totally differently.
John Kelly laughs at Christmas jumper. Matt Williams said I'd be shocked.
This is not the idiot wearing
it. Matt Williams, our putter fitting and coach. He says he'd be shot if he touched clubs on Christmas Day. Probably. You just got to set the stall out early, Matt. You've got to set the stall out early.
It's just when the little one needs clubs, then you're allowed to.
Yeah. Ebo goes on to say, Stuart, my coach says I've got witch's cauldron, as in my arms are like I'm stirring a large pot. I really struggle to keep my elbows together. Impact is a very hard drill for me. Any drills? I did a video with a TheraBand around my neck. Push on the TheraBand and set it and unload it. It's got me on the front of the thumbnail with the TheraBand around my neck, and it's gone. It's like cheating. Go check that out.
But
and
it's not this way round.
No, it's not hung from the rafters. Mark Sweep, I don't play Christmas Day as I'm cooking, but I will be playing Boxing Day in our 3-club comp. What clubs would you use in a 3-clubber? He's choosing 6-iron, pitching wedge, and putter.
Right. Well, you're likely to get better weather than it's looking. Boxing Day is looking better weather. I would use. I think I'd go something like a 50-degree wedge, a 7-iron, or 3-wood.
Yeah, he's not got enough clubs there.
We need a putter, actually. Yeah, no. But if it's 3 including putter, if it's only 3.
3, is that what it is?
Oh, that's a cheeky one.
I mean, it's normally 3 plus putter, isn't it?
If it was just
4
3,
club, no?
I think you'd have to have a putter. Well, no, actually, I'm not sure I would. I reckon you could putt with your 3-wood. I putted with a wedge before, so right. Yeah, I'd forgo the putter and get to the green in less shots, and then have more shots on the green. You're probably just as badly off.
Yeah, I think I'd go with 4-iron.
Yeah.
Sand iron, but no 4-iron, 8-iron, and putter.
Right.
4-iron you can do a lot with, 8-iron you can do a lot with, and putter. Yeah, I don't think
putter you can putt with.
Yeah. Yeah, you do a lot of chipping.
So you'd have to be good at the bunkers with your 8-iron, though.
Yeah, I'm all right. That'd be right.
There's a bit of Spanish hands there.
Yeah. Moose Bill, are you more likely to shank? What an opening to a question. Are you more likely to shank the ball on a lie falling away from you? If so, what may be the fix? Thank you both very much, and Merry Christmas. If the ball is lying away from you, so the ball is downhill, think about the fact that the force of the club is being pulled in that direction and the lie of the land is pulling you in that direction.
Yeah.
So feel like you're sitting into the slope and feel like you're going to move yourself up the slope as you're hitting it. The trouble with that is that it will dig the heel in and it's more likely going to hook it. That's the trouble. As opposed to the other issue would be that most players say, I'm going to slice it off of that. Well, just depends how you play it. So I would end up trying to hit the heel in and hook it than piping it out of town.
Take a wood, you can't shank that.
Yeah, there you go. That's top tip coming from Simon. There we go. Hi, Shannon Eva, you've got a lot of questions in tonight. Hi, Stuart and Simon. Any opinion Well, Shannon even actually put me in first that time. Any opinion on the Mizuno Pro T1 and T3 wedges? Been eyeing these coming from Ping Glide. Now we've got 5 minutes left, and we've got a doodah, and we've got some questions
Okay,
in.
very quickly. Really good quality. T1's very classic, solid, good spin. The T3, if you want a wider sole, the camber on the sole, it's got a three sole grind profile to it. A little bit of forgiveness, been really good heads, done really well with those, so both very good.
Road to Scratch, GM Stu and Simon from Scottsdale, Arizona. Question for each. Stu, does the lead leg fully extend at impact or just before? Either will work. Simon, have you tested the Newton shafts and what do you think?
I have. I think the Newton shafts are genuinely very good. Our only concern with them was tolerances on weight. I think the performance is great, really like the principle of them, the design, like the guys who do them, but my concern was based around, can the shaft that's delivered match what's on the wall? I think there's a little way to go on that.
Doug, not to leave you out, Stu, you're very kind. Explain why someone who has been hitting good iron shots would suddenly start hitting most of them fat, asking for a friend. Ball position could be too far forwards. You could be getting too much on your lead foot on the way back. Could be too much on your trail foot on the way through. There's a whole range of reasons, Doug, unfortunately. But that would be a couple of them. Check ball position first. That's always a good one.
Overthinking sometimes as well.
Crow is 3. Hi, gents. Thoughts on Wilson Staff model blades compared to the likes of Mizuno Titleist TaylorMade blades?
Wilson Staff, they've got great heritage in them. It's a nice, you can't really screw up a blade. There's no tech in it. They're pretty heads. The head weights on those are good. And yeah, nice soft feel. But they're not that much less dear, a little bit less dear. But yeah, nice blades all around, yeah.
Hang on. TYB, NP.
Nearest the pin?
Nearest the pin, and Struther 5th home.
Ah. Well, we don't have Anstruther on here. We do have the 9th at Turnberry. Though,
Yes,
which I thought we'd pick. But thank you for the suggestion.
Travis, could you compare the Cobra? We'll do that next week, Travis.
Or next year.
Yeah, or next year even. Pro V1 David, Simon, what has been the most outstanding brand in 2025? Let's give it, he asked for everything, but let's just go with driver.
Well, drive, it's still Titleist across the board. They're the GT2 for forgiveness, GT3 for low spin and ball speed.
Fantastic.
But, best balance of product across the board.
Daniel Winter, bottom, hi gents, looking for a full bag fit next year. What would be a healthy budget?
A full bag now, you're looking at around the 4,000 to 4,500 for a really well set up bag. It can get down to 3,500, but if you're allowing 4,000 to 4,500, then that's really what it could take. Yeah.
Mark Sweep, strictly 3 clubs. It's played in our 10-hole loop, missing out hole 6, 13, 6 par 3s and 4 par 4s. Well, good luck with that.
Belly wedge instead of putter.
Yeah. Krause, hey Stu, at position 6, I find my club on video is outside the line. I still hit it straight, but find divots often point left. Any way to get position of an inside? Well, the divot should point left after strike, and if you're hitting it straight, I wouldn't mess with it. All right, let's go.
Shall I go first?
It's
got you up first. But
yeah, no, I'm happy to go first.
181. We're into 3.5, 4 mile an hour wind.
I'm going with
the new 9th at Turnberry.
I'm going with the solid 6 iron.
This is a course I've not played yet, and I'd love to get up there.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
I think there's only one reason it's not in the open rotor, and it's in the name, not Turnberry. First half of the hotel.
Yeah, first bit of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 7 iron.
Oh, the adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline's pumping. On the view of that jumper has got me absolutely stirred up, and it's found me a couple of extra mile an hour. Right, come on, Stu.
Is it coming back? It's a solid effort. Is the right club?
Come on.
She's trying for you.
Yeah, no, she's that was good.
Right.
No, I'm pleased with that. You don't know where to go now, do you?
Yeah, no.
You don't know. Let's put you in down.
You de-lofted it, so I might be able to do it.
Yeah,
No, I'm going to. Discretion is the better part of valour.
De-loft it. He's good. He had a little pop there. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It says I de-loft it. I don't bloody de-loft it. Travis says, thanks guys, have a good holidays, thank you. And John Kelly, happy Christmas, lads.
Happy birthday. He is setting us high in the stands, isn't it? No, well, thank you everyone for watching through the year as well.
33 feet, 9 inches.
Oh, I like the feel of that.
Oh no.
Doesn't mean it's gone straight though,
no.
but I hit it well.
Oh no. Get in that
drifting
bunker.
back towards
Get in that
where
bunker. Get in that bunker. Get in that bunker. Oh! 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 Let's go. Oh!
This
No.
very close, this. Oh!
Oh, you've done me by 2 inches.
Is it?
You've done me by 2 inches.
Wow. The excitement levels.
2 inches, I mean, important. Every inch counts.
Here's the hound falling asleep. He has, haven't you? Hey, falling asleep. It was that jumper that woke you up. Well, listen, it's been a fantastic year. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of our Monday night lives. It's been good,
It's been
isn't it?
fantastic. Yeah, the questions just got better and better and better, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much.
Well, Barney's gone to go and retrieve a few golf balls. We're off to go and have a bit of Christmas lunch, Christmas dinner. Don't forget, video coming out on my channel at 7 o'clock. It's just come out. Go check that out. Shameless plug. Loads of content coming out on the Precision Golf channel. And truly, we are really grateful for all of the support you give our channel.
Thank you, yeah.
And all of those that come down and see us here at Precision Golf. We're super grateful, and we couldn't do this without you, obviously. Big thanks to yourself.
Thank you for this year as well.
It's great. Really enjoy it. James, always fantastic behind the camera. It gets a bit of a tough ride at times with some technical issues, but he always solves them. And we really thank you for your patience. Well, from Simon, James and I and all of the team here at Precision Golf, we really wish you a very, very happy Christmas and healthy and prosperous new year. If you're playing some golf over Christmas, swing hard, keep your head down and smile, because it could be worse. Happy Christmas.